current status is targeted.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, we have a stereotype on our back as, socially, we're up to no good. Relationship wise, we're syphilis. We I mean, we can't be committed. So it's an interesting and a dangerous time. As far as the status quo as a black man.
Right.
But it's never right to generalize. So I mean, there's still light at the end of the tunnel.
I'm personally very optimistic about that question because, I mean, the status of black men is it's still opportunity. But I mean, for me personally, I'm going to do everything I can to paint a new narrative of the black male, sort of like a renaissance, if you will, and say, you know what, if black men, we fly. Like, we've been flying. Every single color of us is fly, you know what I'm saying? And we can hold it down in our own respects. And whatever that means, I believe in our own agency, so we can do that. We don't have to buy into a narrative.
Well, I would like to add a historical context to this conversation. Because if you look, they say history repeats itself. Yeah. The same shit happened before, where you had this quote-unquote renaissance of us trying to prove our merit and our work to the world at large. Right. Where you had, like, W.E.B. Du Bois having an exhibit in the World's Fair in Paris of what black Americans are capable of doing, or a Josephine Baker or Langston Hughes and all of these greats, the giants whose shoulders we stand on, right? And then at this very same time, you had people who just did not give a fuck, who didn't care. They're like, look, I'm not trying hard, I'm not leaving Mississippi. Right. Or they're scared to, or whatever. And not, no diss, it just is what it is. But I think right now what's happening, in my opinion, especially being in entertainment and in the arts, you do have this bifurcation of our image, I think. Where on one hand, you have somebody like a Jadena saying, I'm a classic man, who dressed like I would never dress. No offense,
I would.
But I got into music so I wouldn't have to wear a tie. You feel me?
Right.
I'm in the middle. You would.
I would. He would.
I did. Now, you came with a tie.
I came with a tie.
But no, but then on the other hand, you have this really vicious street image that's permeating popular culture, where like the hottest love song right now is Trap Queen. You feel me? Significant. And again, that's that brother's experience, you know what I'm saying? I can't judge it, but at the same time, you do see how the images are bifurcating, and I think at the end of the day, the real question we're asking is, how do other people see us?
Right. Exactly.
It's not about how we see ourselves, because just like with white folks, you have Wall Street cats, and then you got rednecks. Right. They don't give a fuck about each other. No. They don't care. But we have to, because we all grouped in summer, and we the summary of us as a people depends on who's looking at who, which side. So there is no middle of the road for us. I feel like that's the problem I have with it. Like, we don't control our own image, we don't control our own narrative within our own culture. Right. Because the executives who are in charge of the black music or black entertainment or whatever.
They loved that Trap Queens on the forefront.
Right, because they painting by numbers. Right. They're like, oh, well, this song is popular, but songs get popular because the money gets behind it.
Right. Not necessarily substance.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, that's the only problem I have, and I think again, it does have to. The question has to be asked: are we talking black in America or black globally? You see what I'm saying? Right. Because, you could go to Europe as a black American and get treated better. Right. But if you black from Europe, you get treated like shit.
Right. I see what you're saying. But I think we would have to focus on black America, because the way that media is set up and the permeance of what we put out into the world, our image really paints the picture for every other black and brown brother on the face of the planet.
It's pretty dominant.
Yeah, it's very dominant. So I agree. But yeah, we got to reclaim that. We got to reclaim that narrative and that image for ourselves.
Because I don't think we've ever owned it.
Right.
I don't think we've ever owned it in the main media, in the mainstream media. I don't think we've ever owned it. It's always been what has been palatable to the white consumer.
Right.
Because they're the ones spending.
Right.